I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
Hello, I am Joshua Yale, and I am here with the cast of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. What's up, everyone? Yay! Wow, what a welcome. I love that. So to start, I wanted to just get a sense of who all of you are and what this movie's actually about. So for our returning heroes, what can you tell us about where we find your characters when the sequel starts, and how do you feel about this new threat that arrives?
Billy's about to turn 18, and in the United States, you're an adult, you age out of the foster care system. It took him 14 years to finally find a family, and now 3 years later, he's freaking out that maybe he's going to lose that family. So that's a big thing. But then also, these guys have been stumbling through their superpowers for 3 years. They're all getting a little bit better at it, but like the teamwork still needs a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And so he, as the leader, is trying to keep everybody together for those purposes as well. And then these goddesses, not evil, not villain, goddessai, come down to, go ahead, now you can explain your part.
Yeah, well, we come here to avenge our father, and we are trying to bring balance. Yes, yes, which is very important.
Which have been stolen by these superheroes.
Oh, so that's what your characters are so furious about.
Yes, the Fury.
That's the Fury.
That's right.
Putting it together.
Yeah. We are furious.
We're a little peeved.
So what are your characters' names, these new goddesses? Like, what are their names? Like, what do they do?
My name is Hespera, and I have two sisters.
Calypso.
And Anthea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what threat do they pose? Like, what kind of powers do they have?
Well, can you imagine gods coming down to Earth and with all of their strength and all of their power, and angry, angry, wanting to reclaim the powers that were stolen from them, so they can cause absolute havoc, and they do.
Mm. To give you specifics would be spoilers.
Uh-huh. Well, there's certainly a lot of havoc in the trailer.
We break a couple, 2-3 things.
Yeah.
2-3 things we break.
Put it on
That's
my
it.
tab.
Invoice us.
Yeah.
And what's Freddy up to in the sequel?
Freddy is, well, as you'd imagine, I think that he's still kind of a aloof little goof. But he's kind of, developing or trying to develop a social set of ammunition. But also, he's still very much obsessed with his superhero aspect, and is very obsessed with it and wants to harness those powers. But I don't know if he's doing it in the right way. So he's still got some lessons to learn, some mistakes to make in order to grow. And
don't we all?
Don't we all?
Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was really nervous for that. Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Just think of aloof goof.
I do that.
Yeah, he does that.
He's like a rapper.
Sometimes it works out really well. And sometimes
it gets me into big trouble.
So the IGN community is very excited for this. I have some fan questions I wanted to ask you. This one's from Wrighton, and he says, what's your favorite part of working on a DC movie?
I think you're kind of living every kid's dream.
Yeah.
We're living our own dreams, but also we're part of a world of escapism that a lot of people immerse themselves into to escape reality. And so getting to put on the suits and getting to really just go to set and play both with each other and just on a set with a bunch of magic. It's an incredible thing.
The kind of production it is, the size of the production, the kind of effort that's put into the production that probably does come out of the DC sort of world because people enjoy it so much. That's an amazing thing to sort of be a part of.
And I would also add that it's a very exciting time, I think, right now, because we made a really good first effort in Shazam, and I think. And I know I'm biased. I don't know how much more biased you can be if you're the titular character, but this second movie is even better than the first movie. It is, objectively, I think it is.
I think so.
And I think that's really exciting. I think it's really exciting to be able to provide fans something like that, because a lot of times sequels, though they try as they might, they end up losing the essence of what made the first one special, and we did not do that. We maintained protecting that nugget of humor and heart and charm and everything that made the first one special. And we're able to get some more money in the budget this time, and then produce around that and make it, bigger and better, but not different in a way that loses touch with that.
Yeah, like The Godfather 2.
Yeah. Like The Godfather 2. Like Empire Strikes Back. Or any other great sequel. But then even beyond that, though, I would say, though, that knowing that we've been able to make something that's really special, and knowing that our producer boss Peter Safran and James Gunn are now our new bosses, and they're wonderful and talented, and I think we get to be a really special part of the DC universe moving forward. That's all really cool. So, kudos to all of it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Tom wants to know, who are your favorite superheroes growing up?
Ash?
Superman. I grew up idolizing Superman ever since I was little.
Yeah.
Rachel?
I was a Batman kid and an Iron Man kid.
Ooh.
Just I had the best of both worlds.
Does it make sense?
Like it.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Batman was my favorite and still is my favorite. That's the answer.
I like Catwoman.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was so good.
Yeah.
She was
Changing.
the bestest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably, honestly, it was probably an X-Men. I jumped around a lot in the X-Men world because I just loved the idea that they got their powers from their genes mutating, because it felt like the closest thing that could actually possibly happen in my life. Like, I wasn't going to be around gamma radiation at any point, but maybe I was a mutant. Maybe I would somehow change, and in the middle of the night I would transform, and I'd wake up in the morning and I could fly. Never happened. But I will say, and again, this sounds kind of biased, but I think Shazam is such a great character. He's so unique. Most other superheroes are very serious and they're very brooding, and very rarely do you get. Peter Parker is the closest I can think of, which is like this, kind of naivete and a good heart, and they want to do good in the world, but they're kind of stumbling through it a little bit, and it's so fun. So I think me.
Shazam. Okay. So the last question I have for y'all is another fan question from Adam, who asks, what is everyone's favorite memory from working on this movie?
I have a good one, really good one. I'd love to share this one.
Get it.
I remember one time Helen got me in big bad trouble with the AD because I asked the RAD, great guy, Casey, and I'm very sorry again for doing this. But I asked him, I said, so we were on a platform about 6 or 7 feet above the ground, but there were mats around it, surrounding it, and I said, hey, will you be mad at me if when we're done shooting this, I jump off and jump on the mat because it just looks really fun, and I'm very...
Are you going to blame me for that?
That was your own doing.
I asked about it, but Helen told me, yeah, you should totally do it. And I was actually, I'll say this, I was on the fence about it until you said, oh my God, totally do it. And so I said, that I have to do it. And I did it, and I got so chewed out. But not by her. She was laughing her ass off, and I felt so good about myself. It made up for the fact that I
have
was
to
in
say,
huge trouble.
it was the best moment in the whole movie for me. Watching this boy launch himself, just like off the top of a building, not with the camera rolling or anything, just the pressure of it. He just
put his arms out and
everything. And I knew he was safe because there were all these mats down.
But also, I was
But they
a
all went-
minor,
they
and
went
allegedly I could have gotten hurt.
They went ballistic, didn't
Which
they?
is,
Yeah,
which is,
he
which
did
is
get
bad,
chewed
which is
out.
very irresponsible and bad of me.
Oh, wow.
And very funny and
Very
very
good.
great.
That's amazing.
And very
Oh,
sweet.
well, one came to mind, and that was after. It's just another Jack story, but
There's a few of those.
it was. We had a day where Anthea and Freddie and the Wizard have a scene together, and so Jack has a very fun dynamic with Jaimin Hansu, who's wonderful and we love very much. And Jaimin messed up his line on one of the takes, and Jack turned to him and said, "This is why you've been nominated for the Oscar and you never won." Oh my God! And I held my breath, like, oh my God. And then Jaimin cackled. He thought it was the most hysterical thing that's ever been said, and it was just
I made
one
him
of those
laugh
things
during takes.
where it was like, it was just like, you can't remember your lines, Jaimin. This is why you've been nominated for the Oscar and you never won. And then I was like, oh no. And then he thought it was really funny, and I also got to laugh because he got to laugh.
Why would I say
I
that?
don't know.
Why do you say half the things that you say, Jack?
I know, I should just...
Do you have one?
It was wonderful talking to all of you. If the movie's half as fun as this interview, it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see it.